Guys, today I want to go over Trader Joe on the decentralized Avalanche platform. Now, if I say Trader Joe, you may be thinking about the real life store where you can go in and buy everything you need, kind of like a mini Walmart that's been popping out all over the place. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're going to talk about the decentralized exchange platform called Trader Joe that's live currently on Avalanche. For those of you who don't know, Avalanche is one of the newest and biggest, I think, upcoming platform in the world of crypto. And the one sentence to explain what Avalanche is think of it as Ethereum, but with pennies or a couple of cents for every transfer. So right now, if you are on Ethereum, if you're familiar with it, you are paying like $100 or $200 on any decentralized exchanges platform on Ethereum. Now this is the same exact Ethereum code, but it's deployed on Avalanche, so you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for fees. You only have to pay a couple cents for it. And that's the beauty of this thing. And that's why the price of Avalanche has been going on a tear. If you look at the charts for like the past month, in the month of November alone, it doubled in price. So that's because a lot of people are discovering about Avalanche and because they're sick of Ethereum's fees. So today, let's focus on Trader Joe. Now, what is Trader Joe? Trader Joe is actually a very similar fork to Uniswap. So for those of you who don't understand or don't know what Uniswap is a place where you can swap a specific token on the network into another token, into another ERC20 token. So on Ethereum, you may be able to trade, let's say, Dogecoin for Shiba Inu, or vice versa, or Shiba Inu into another, coin on the Ethereum platform. Now, with Avalanche, somebody forked the code of Uniswap and put it on Avalanche. And they made a lot of modification, a real nice new website, and they added a lot of new services to it. So it's actually more powerful, more fun than Avalanche, than Uniswap. So if you look at DeFi Llama and then you click on Avalanche, Trader Joe is actually number 2 right now based on the TVL. So what is the TVL? TVL is the total value locked into the platform. So that means people are putting $2.9 billion into Trader Joe right now just to provide service to other people. Now, how do you use this? What does this mean? What does this do, right? So let's talk about it. So if you're a total beginner, make sure you have some coins into your Avalanche wallet. So here I have 10 AVAX in my account, in my wallet, and I am on traderjoe.com. So if you're not logged in, if you're not connected to your wallet, it'll say connect wallet. You click on it, and then it'll connect you to this website. And here you can use all of these services by Trader Joe. So think of it as a decentralized exchange where you can either swap your coins or you can provide liquidity for the servers and earn money by taking a portion of the fees that the exchange make. So think about this for a second. You are basically operating on this platform is basically a decentralized Coinbase. Think of it like this, right? Coinbase allows you to buy one token with another. You can swap one token for another, right? But Coinbase takes a fee, right? Because they had to pay the server fee, they had to pay their employees, health benefits. That's why they charge you premium. They charge you fees every time you do something on Coinbase. Now, same thing with this, except the only difference is that this is on a decentralized platform. This is on Avalanche. So all of this thing, it's a single contract. It's a smart contract. It's a piece of code that doesn't require any human interference to do its job. So it's doing all the jobs of Coinbase, but without the humans, right? So that's the beauty of this whole decentralized DeFi network movement. So let's see what it can do, right? So let's take a look at the menu. So you got trade, pool, farm, lend, stake, and zap. So I'm going to go over each of these so make sure you can understand what Trader Joe does and what value does it bring to the ecosystem. By the way, guys, check out the Discord that we have. Come in here, ask any questions. We have a lot of experts in here, and we post a lot of nice information, some upcoming coins. It's not a pump and dump Discord. This is a small Discord where we talk about things like that, and we help each other get better. So this is the Discord to go to. The link is in the description. Come in there, and we're happy to take you. We're happy to answer all your questions. Now, first, let's go over the trade section of Trader Joe. So if you click on trade button, here you will be able to see that you can swap a single coin with another coin that's on the AVAX platform. So I have AVAX here, right? So the reason AVAX is valuable, and that's why it's been going up so much, is because AVAX is the platform token for the AVAX exchange, similar to how Ether is the token for Ethereum network. AVAX is the token for the Avalanche network. So it's always good to accumulate some AVAX, because all the fees that you will burn, you will need to move and do anything on the network will be paid with AVAX. So that's why you need to have some AVAX in your wallet to pay for the fees. But don't worry, the fees are so tiny; they're a couple cents compared to Ether. You're gonna with $10 in Avalanche AVAX, you can pay for a lot of transfers. So what does this do? Trade. Basically, for those of you who are traders, let's say you are on Coinbase, and I want to trade, AVAX. Let's say AVAX is cheap right now. I want to buy some AVAX. I want to, sell some AVAX for $1, right? So we don't really have dollars here, but we have the stable coins. So you do have USDT, USDC, you have DAI. So these are pretty much the big three. I personally don't like Tether because I think Tether is pretty sketchy. So I want to stick with USDC, which is it's a very well-known backed token, which Coinbase also offers. So is DAI, which is another stable coin. So what you can do is, let's say I have 10 AVAX and I want to sell my AVAX right now for $1, right? So you just put in 10, I want to sell it for, I want a USDC. So this will give you the best price right now, which is $136, and then times 10 because I have 10 coins. So right now, if you look at the price of AVAX on Coinbase, it's 136.65, but here you get 136.0. So the price is actually better than Coinbase right now. So you're able to get 10 AVAX. You can sell 10 AVAX for, it's actually small going down a little bit, right? So actually it's worse because you're selling, but that's the thing you pay because small slippage, but that's okay. But the fees that you pay will definitely cover all of that, and you actually pay a lot less. So let's say I want to sell all my AVAX right now. I just click on AVAX. I want to swap my AVAX with $1. Click on that. You click on swap, and then they'll tell you how much the fees. The price updated. You click on it to make sure you get the latest price, right? So it'll tell you the fees that you pay. So provide liquidity provider fee. I'll go into more detail about what that is, and then you click on confirm swap. So this won't immediately swap for it, but you will have to click on a confirmation from MetaMask. So MetaMask will tell you that the maximum fee, for this trade right now. So right now it's 0.014 AVAX. Now the network has been getting a lot of traffic, a lot of exchanges, activity. That's why the gas fee went up a little bit. But yesterday or doing another hour, if you do this, it's 70 cents per transfer. Right now it's $1, about $2 for it, but it should be around there, $1 or less. So this is compared to Ethereum, where it's a transfer like this could cost I don't know, 15, maybe $100. Who knows? A lot more expensive. So if you do want to swap, just click on confirm, and it will swap your AVAX into USDC. Now you pretty much have dollars in your possession, and you can buy any coins you want. So you can do it similarly, right? Let's say I have USDC right now, I want to transfer it to, that DAI, which is the same thing, it's stablecoin. Let's say I want to buy some Joe token. So you click on Joe, and it'll give you the best rates, and then you can just exchange your coins for it, right? So I have 3 DAI, I can buy 0.1776 Joe. So that's what this trade portion does. It's similar to Coinbase, and it's, you can do all the exchanges. The only downside, right, if you are an experienced trader, is that you won't be able to see the order book. There is no order book in this system. You pretty much are trying to get the best price at that point of time. So that's what happened. And the reason the fee is a little bit higher is because it actually does 3 exchanges. It changes your DAI to wrapped AVAX, which will allow your DAI to work with AVAX, and then they exchange that with Joe, into Joe. So in the end, you end up with Joe if you go ahead with this swap. So this is very useful if you want to swap a specific coin into another. So that's for traders, or if you're investor, you want to trade a specific coin to another, totally fine. Now, the other thing that's super powerful is the pool function. Now, the pool is, if you're familiar with Uniswap, it's basically, to explain it in 2 sentences, is that you give the money, you lend the money to Joe, and then Joe will use your coins and your money. Sorry, let's start over. You want to have 50-50 representation of a specific pair of coins. So let's do an example. Let's do USDC AVAX, right? So for a pool to happen, you have to give, let's say I have 10 AVAX right now. I want to, remember I have 10 AVAX. I want to give 5 AVAX and the equivalent amount of 5 AVAX in USDC, and then I want to contribute to this pool. So what does this mean? This means you are providing liquidity to all the people who are swapping the coins. Remember, we were just swapping the coins earlier, right? Where do those money come from? Where do those coins come from? What come from everyday person like you and me? We are lending Joe, the platform, our coins, a pair of coins, right? Here we're lending them a USDC and an AVAX. We're lending them this money to give them, so put it in the pool so they can provide service to others. And what do we get in return? We get a cut of the fees that's generated. Remember, we pay a small fee every time we do a swap. So that means the exchange makes that money, that fee is went into the exchange and they make money this way. They went to Joe. But Joe will pay out all those fees to you because you lend the money to Joe, right? So that's what's happening. And if you do the math, like you will make 63% APY if you do this, if you provide liquidity to Joe to help them out. So 63%. So think about this. You're getting 0.05% in your bank right now if you're in America. Like your dollar is actually going down in value as you go over time. But what's happening here is you're providing a service to all the people who are using Joe, Trader Joe, and then you get a cut of their revenue. So think about it. You like Coinbase? That's how Coinbase make money. They make money from fees. Every time you exchange, they make a fee. And this is the same concept. Joe makes a small fee every time you do a swap. And then they will actually, instead of keeping all that fee, because this is a DEX, right? There's nobody running. You don't need employees. You don't need health benefits. None of that. This is all automatic on the platform. So they're able to pay out all those fees to the people who provided liquidity to the platform. And that's what pooling is. And here you can see like all the different pools ordered by how much fees that they made in the last 24 hours. So look at this. It's AVAX and time pair. So you give 50% time, 50% AVAX. This thing has a liquidity of $446 million in there. And they made $204,000 in just the past 24 hours. So that translates to 16% APY. So it really depends on like what your risk tolerance is, like what do you want. So there is a downside to providing pool, but I'll do this in another video. But basically you make certain amount of fees, which equals to certain amount of APR to offset some of that risk. So you make money this way. So I actually have some pool that I'll show you. I have some pools active, but which I'll go into next, which is the next part, which is farm. So what is farm? Farm is pretty much you are committing your pool, right? You have a pool. Let's say you create a pool here. Let's say we just did a pool of USDC and AVAX, and now you go to farm. This is what it does, right? So instead of paying you out the fees in dollars or whatever, they're paying you out in Joe token. Joe token is the native platform token that Joe uses to represent its treasury. So think about it. Instead of dollar, you get Joe. Now, why would anyone want to get paid in Joe instead? Well, if you look at the price of on CoinMarketCap, you can take a look at the price of Joe. Joe token is pretty much like an investment into the platform, and the price of it has been going up lately. Like if you look at it, it's like almost $5 from all the way like $1.60 back then. So you are providing long-term investment into Joe getting paid out in Joe, and then that will, you hope the appreciation of Joe token will go up, and then you make even more money, right? So that's what farming is. Basically, you give them the liquidity. Like for example, I want to provide a, let's look at my farm, right? Here's what I have. I'm providing liquidity for USDC coin and then the DAI coin. So this means it's a stable coin pair. The value of these two will always be the same. So by providing money to the pool to help them out, I get 22% APY this way, right? So my reward, as you can see, like I'm farming Joe token by providing my liquidity to help them out. So the return, the 22% I get, is in Joe token. So I'm actually getting, like, I just started this a few hours ago. I already got $1 back as a reward from the fees in Joe token. So that's the beauty of it. That's what farming is. You pretty much want to, depends on, like, some of them have different rewards. So like this one, for example, I actually have another pool. So if you look at my farms, I got Spell AVAX farm. So what this does is the same thing. I have some AVAX and some Spell in the liquidity pool, and then it's paying me back in AVAX and Joe. So this is like, it's giving me bonus awards in AVAX. So Joe is part of the Avalanche incentive. So Avalanche Foundation gave Joe, the platform, a couple $1 million for them to give away, right? So they're giving away AVAX as extra bonus just to incentivize people to stake in their token, in their platform. And that's what farming is. Now let's go to lend. Lend, it's pretty much the borrowing and lending of the tokens. So there's a higher risk in this, is that the people who borrow your money, so you're putting your money in here for people to borrow, and then you get a rate, right? So you get a 5% APY deposit APY, and then you get another 5% APR in rewards. So that's the deposit bonus. And then if you borrow, as you can see, people pay much higher APY when they borrow. So basically people pay higher APY, and then you get the part of that APY as the reward for lending your money out. So I haven't really done this much yet, but it is possible on this platform to lend your money out, and then you can get rewarded in Joe or AVAX. So I'll do a more in-depth video on lending in the future, but just think about it, this service is available on Joe. Now the next part is called staking. Now staking on Joe, it's very, very straightforward. You pretty much enter the amount of Joe token you want to put into the platform, and it will return money for you. You're investing in their platform. And so what this is saying is, on every swap on Joe, like every time you go to trade and swap, a 0.05% fee is collected to XJoe and use it to buy back the Joe token. So this means the more activity people use on Trader Joe, the more generate fee that they will generate to XJoe. And then when XJoe is converted to Joe, you get buying pressure on the coin, and therefore the price of the coin goes up. So this is pretty much equivalent to the amount of activities or traffic or money, liquidity that's being exchanged on Joe. The more people who use Joe, the more valuable your Joe token will be. So what this does is, if you have some Joe token, you can deposit all your Joe token into it, and then stake it. Stake it means you will leave it in there for however amount of time you want, and you can take it out anytime too. But you get a flat rate of, not a flat rate, but this is the average rate for the past 7 days. You get a 26% APY just for doing that. So I think that's a good deal if you want to invest in the platform and you believe that Joe token will be worth a lot more in the future, then go for it. And again, if you need some Joe token, you can totally go to swap and then just exchange whatever currency. You say, I want some USDC, I want to buy some Joe token, right? Just type it in and you can buy some Joe this way, right? That's how you do it. And remember, every time you do a swap, the money goes back into there. And then therefore you get some of that fee paid back to you as the exchange. So if you invest in the platform, you make money when Joe makes money. Super nice. Now the last function on Trader Joe is Zap. So Zap is a very convenient way for you to, just look at the picture, right? It's like a lightning, zap a coin into half and half. So for those of you who want to, change your holdings from one token into a pair for liquidity, so for every pair on the pool, right, you need 2 coins. You need 50% of time, 50% of AVAX, 50% of USDC, 50% of AVAX. So to exchange all of that manually here, it could take several steps for you to get to that, right, 50-50 ratio. Now Zap will make it a lot simpler. Let's say I only have AVAX on my account, and I want to exchange that AVAX into Joe USDC pair. So this will essentially take half of my balance in here and then exchange it for half Joe and half USDC automatically, right? So that's the super simple way to do it. And it'll all do it in one step. first you have to approve it. Once you hit approve, you pay a tiny fee. This is a one-time fee to allow the system to accept AVAX. And then you click on Zap, and it will break your AVAX into a Joe and USDC pair. And then that's it. That's all you need to do, one step. So super convenient. Now the caveat is that you pay a tiny amount of fees for that. But I think it's worth it if you are really in a hurry and you don't want to deal with going through multiple steps to exchange your token into like a pair of tokens. So Zap is the way to do it if you want to do it fast. So yeah, that's all I know about Joe so far. And I really love Joe, Trader Joe. It's like going up. It's like number 2 right now on AVAX. And I think it will even go further. So I really like it, and stay tuned for other videos about other platforms. But definitely feel free to join my Discord, come in here, ask us any questions. We're happy to help you out, right? Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed it.